All right. The name is Dale, doing the album review for the new Styles P and Havoc Wreckage Manor. This album review is done on behalf of Audio Liquor Magazine. Alright, I'm late as usual doing this review. I done had this album for about almost a month. I done had this album. And I'm just getting to the review. Styles P has 14 solo albums. So he has been putting in a lot of work for someone who started off in a group. And he has 4 albums with the Locks, his group. You know, that consists of him, Jadakiss, Sheik Luch. And then he has collabo albums with DJ Green Lantern called The Green Ghost Project. Then he did an EP, I think it had like 7 to 8 songs on that joint, with Talib Kweli called The 7. And he also did a collabo album with Dave East called Beloved, which I actually reviewed that a few years back. You can check that out on YouTube. So he has now this new collaboration album with Havoc from Mobb Deep, the legendary group Mobb Deep. And Havoc and Prodigy as a group Mobb Deep, rest in peace to Prodigy, who's gone too soon from us. They as a group have like 8 albums as Mobb Deep. And Havoc, to my surprise, has 4 solo albums. I've only heard one of them. So I didn't realize he had that many solo albums. I thought he only had one, which is the one I have. And he has a collaboration album with the Alchemist. Alchemist, you know, banging producer that he is, and Havoc being a good producer that he is, they came together years ago and put this album together called Silent Partner, which was a very solid album. And I discovered these 2, should I say, hip-hop podcasts that come on YouTube. When I'm at work, I usually listen to a lot of sports talk, like sports podcasts or a sports show where they doing debates or they're talking about sports, and I listen to it on YouTube while I'm at work, while I'm doing work. But every now and then I'll listen to a few hip-hop podcasts. And I came across, accidentally, these 2 joints. One is called According to Hip Hop, and another one is called PSA Hip Hop. And I was listening to them around the time that this new Havoc and Styles P album dropped, around the beginning of December. And they was ranking Havoc as a producer. And I found it very interesting that on According to Hip Hop podcast, well, should I say, let me start off on the PSA Hip Hop podcast. The 2 guys on there, I can't recall their names. I'm sorry, I don't recall their names. And I respect their opinion. I don't always agree with them, but I do respect their opinion. They had Havoc Havoc like in the top 5 of their producers, which was surprising to me. I never heard anyone put Havoc in their top 5 producers of all time. They even had Havoc above Jay Dilla, which blew my mind, because in many circles, Jay Dilla is considered, if not the best, one of the best producers of all time. He's really put on that level. And to hear them say that they think he has better production than Jay Dilla was very shocking to me, very surprising. And they had Havoc on a DJ Premier, like Q-Tip, Dr. Dre, P Rock type level. They like had him in their top 5, like. And I never heard of someone put Havoc as a producer in that high regard, in the highest regard. That's the upper echelon of producers. But according to hip hop, another different hip hop podcast, they were like, Havoc is probably in the back end of their top 20. So I found it very different, very interesting, very how different they see these two podcasts see Havoc as a producer. They was just named on According to Hip Hop. They were just named a bunch of names they would put ahead of Havoc. And then the debate came where they was debating, where they saying it can go either way. Who's better between Havoc and Just Blaze? But they had Jay Dilla, everybody in front of Havoc without even, being on the fence at all. So I found that interesting. I guess the PSA dudes on there, they're New York guys. So maybe it's a New York thing because the two guys on According to Hip Hop, I think one is from North Carolina and one is from Atlanta. And I like both of these podcasts. I respect what both of them have to say. They seem very knowledgeable about their hip hop and their music. I don't always agree with them, but I just found that interesting. Me personally, as a producer, I tend to agree with According to Hip Hop, the two guys on there. I don't think Havoc can fuck with Jay Dilla or Just Blaze. Now, they was like 50-50 on Just Blaze, but I don't think he can beat Just Blaze, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I respect and I dig Havoc's production, but I just don't think he's on that level. And definitely he ain't in my top 5. I would say more in the back end of the top 20. So I lean towards them. But that's not to take anything away from Havoc. Havoc has made some classic joints. He's not only produced stuff for Mobb Deep and, they whole family like Big Noyd and the Twins and Infamous Mob, they whole family, they whole, offsprings of Mobb Deep. But he's done stuff for Jadakiss, he's done stuff for Nas. So he's done stuff for some high level artists. But I'm about to get into the kind of the songs on this album. I'm not gonna go into detail with every song. There's only like 10 joints. It's a nice, quick, solid listen. The lyrics, if you know Styles P, it's braggadocious, it's street shit, but from a grown man perspective. Havoc does a lot of rapping on. He doesn't rap on every song, but he raps on more songs than I thought he would on this joint. He got a track called Fuck Around, hard ass drums, haunting piano loop. Styles goes in. This is straight ugly face music. One of the best joints on there. It starts off with a bang. And you got another track called Move How We Wanna. It's a solid song, not great. Havoc raps on this joint. You got another track called Pay Me in Cash. Another solid, just solid joint that Havoc raps on along with Styles P. Styles P raps on every song. And then you got another track called 21 Gun Salute. Styles and Havoc, they go back and forth with their rhymes, sort of like a EPMD, or sort of how Jada and Styles sometimes go back and forth. Very tight song, nice song, love this joint. And you got another track called YO to QB. Digging the violins in this joint. The beat bangs. Havoc also raps on this joint along with Styles P. One of the better songs on the joint, like the hook. You got another track called Havoc and the Ghost. Very solid. You got another track called Good as Gold. Nice, laid back production. Has a jazz vibe to it. Very soulful. It has a chick singing on it, like harmonizing and singing throughout the song periodically. One of the better songs on there. Then you got another track called Him to Him. It's nasty. Both go in. The drums don't drop in until like the third verse. I think Havoc has one verse and Styles has the last two verse on the joint. I don't think the drums come into his like second, which is actually the third verse of the whole song. One of the bangers, one of the nice standouts on the album. You got another track, which is the last track called Nightmares to Dreams. It's a banger. Ugly Face Music. I think they have a video for this. One of the better songs on here, one of the standouts, no doubt. This is a very solid album. I will give it a B. Get it if you don't have it already. There you have it. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm out.